So what I then do is I then take my pieces, and I've already done this. I've got my flange. This is the piece that I would attach to my board like this, and it can screw in. This is a side piece, but it screws in. You can also buy the flanges that look like this. I'm going to draw it out. That look like this, that are round and have the piece comes up and it's got screws all the way around it. And that's a flange, it's round and it looks almost like a, I don't know, like that. Does that make sense? You can also buy those. They don't have, at my Lowe's, they don't have those for the 1/2 inch PVC pipe. So I can use this because it has the screw-ins and it has the place for me to put my support tube. This is why I bury this underneath my landscape. You can see I've indicated it here. I bury it under the landscape because it's too big. Yeah. I need this not to show.
It's bigger than his foot.
It's bigger than his foot would be. Yeah. His foot's going to be flat, and so this is too big. So I'm going to build up around this, and we'll get to that, to cover this. But that's why I want to show where my landscape's going to be as opposed to where my board is going to be.
Oh. So that's like a term for the day. Bury the flange.
Bury the flange.
I just like saying it.
So I've got my one.
I'm
burying the flange. So I've got my one flange, and then I can look on here on my sketch. I can put this in here, and I put it in really good, and then I can see where I need to cut my piece of PVC. So I get my handy dandy tool that I took from my husband's garage, and I would cut my PVC pipe to the size that I need it. So I've already cut all my pieces, and I'm going to put this back in. So I would take my flange and I'd put the first piece, which is this piece.
What's the size of that?
Oh, I don't know. I can get a ruler and I can measure it for you.
Yeah.
This is 4 inches.
Okay, so we probably should mark it on the...
We will do that, and I'll put this on here.
So that's 4
So this
inches.
is 4 inches.
Excellent.
So you can see I've marked that.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm taking this kind of a connector, which has from the bottom, from the top, and from the side. So I'm going to put this piece in like that, and then I'm going to put my connector on. And then I'm going to put this is a 45-degree connector. They also have 90 degrees. Is this 90 degrees, right? That's 90 degrees.
Yes, that's 90. Yeah.
Oops, and they bounce.
Slow down.
So this is 90, like
that's
this.
Awesome.
Okay, but if I did this, it would be, and put it on here, it would be straight down. We don't want that.
Right.
We want our leg to stick out. So I'm going to do the 45, and then you can see here, it fits with my drawing. This is my piece that has 2, that's my 90.
This is like Legos.
It is, it's Legos. And the thing is, this is why I do this, because once you've created this, the rest is easy.
Yeah,
it's completely easy. It all makes perfect sense.
This step or this process, this is just building
This is a blueprint for me. This is a blueprint of the structure I'm going to build.
Okay, so that's the single most important thing.
I think so.
Is the blueprint for any structure you're going to do.
I think you need to have it figured out in your head. You need to have it figured out and laid out full size so that you can see if it's going to work. You can see is centered, my penguin is centered on here. He's not too much to the side. I've got this leg here, which is actually supporting my board, which I'll show more on that in a little bit. But I can see how it's all going to be, and I can see that it's structurally sound. If I were doing this and most of my penguin were way over here and I only had a tiny little bit on this structure, I could see that that may not be sound and I would have to build in pieces to fix it. But this, I can look at this and see that it's structurally sound. So I've taken my piece like this. You can see I'm matching it up. And now I've got my little leg piece that I've cut, and it is 3.5 inches. And I'm going to put that in here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to measure this top piece. And
if you can write 3.5 inches
I
on
will.
There, that would be great. Only because I'm looking, if I were going to do this, I would want...
I'm going to show you exactly. I'll put them on there. And I'll put it on in the actual drawing and make a PDF and send that to you guys.
That'd be great.
This is 6 3/4 inches. So this one's 3.5. And this one...
Very helpful.
...is 6, did I say 6.75? Yes, 6.75 inches.